Hello, people. I'm Siona Verghese.
And I'm Jennifer Daniel. This podcast is where we bring our life experiences, we have conversations, and we shine a light upon everyday mysteries.
From mysteries of this world to the mysteries of ourselves, we talk about it all. So get your coffee, get your tea, sit back, and let's unleash our inner wisdom.
Welcome to Casually Wise.
This week, we'll be talking about disappointments, rejections, heartbreaks, and more. And for this, we are happy to have with us our friend Vijit. How's it going, Vijit?
Hi everyone, my name is Vijit. And yes, Siona, it's going well. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. So, Vijit, let's come to our first question for the day, which is what does rejection feel like to you?
So personally for me, rejection is redirection, as cliche as it sounds. Rejection is not about someone not liking us or something we don't deserve. It's about getting to know ourselves better. And yes, rejection is like basically a blessing in disguise. Personally, for me, whenever I have faced rejections in personal as well as professional situations.
Okay, so Taylor Swift released a song in the right time for our episode because one of her song had this line in it. One of her song, its name was "You're on Your Own, Kid." So I really liked this line from it. It said, "Everything you lose is a step you take." And I feel this really fits well with our theme, with the theme of our episode today. And I really believe that sometimes what doesn't work out for us only helps us towards what is better for us. And obviously, rejection is like everybody deals with rejection at some point of their life, and it feels, for me, it feels like something you've taken care of for like so long, and that has been shattered and broken into 1,000 pieces. So it feels like a really difficult thing to deal with. What does it feel like for you all?
For me, I feel like rejection is something that is very hard to take upon, first of all. Like, because again, like you said, it's like you work so hard to achieve something, and just in a second, someone tells ki, oh, you're rejected, or you don't fit in, or like, anything like that. It's just very difficult to like take on. But again, you just move on with life, you just go with the flow, and you move on to better things, and because it's part of life. So it's not like aaj hua to kal nahi hoga. It's like it's going to happen whenever it's going to happen, and you just have to face it, which it's just you have to deal with it, I guess.
So is there one instance of rejection that has really impacted your life for the better or for the worse?
Yeah, like in my situations, I've had a fair share of personal as well as professional rejections, where personally, maybe I have been rejected in situations where someone has not felt the same way as I did, or there have been times where professionally I have either been rejected by a college or by a job offer, and yeah, it's taken very uh, very bad turn for me. Like mentally, it's been very exhausting. But I feel everything is a process. Like rejection is also a process, right from you making amends with it, accepting it, and moving on with it. It does not happen overnight. It takes you some time. So, yeah, like in my case, I've had rejections, but all of these rejections have also like shown me how to um, go ahead with my life and tune myself in a better way.
So, like Vijit said, it does take a toll on you, even if you are aware of it or not. But For me personally, an instance of rejection that changed my life for the better or worse was when I was rejected by this college and I had to move to another city for that. And thank God I didn't move to the city because I would have not made the connections, like the personal connections, the business connections, and everything that I made in these last 3 years. So I'm just really grateful for that rejection. Like I literally keep telling that to like all my friends, Kia, thank God I got rejected because I would have not met you, I would have not got this opportunity, I would have not experience this situation right now. So I guess all my memories that I've made for now, like for these all 3 years, has been because of the rejection, I guess. Because if I was there, of course, I would have made different memories, different experiences. I've met different people. But what I have right now, I'm like pretty grateful for it. So, like, yeah. And how about you, Jenny?
Yeah, I totally agree with what both of you all said. And rejection, it redirects us in such a beautiful way, and yet we are always so scared of rejection. Like that we try to do everything so that we don't get rejected. Like we'll try to be a version of ourselves to so that people like us, so that we don't face any kind of rejection in any way. And that can really hinder you from progressing because you're not like fully surrendering to the moment. Like you're just trying to protect yourself from some kind of rejection. But like I feel when you totally surrender, and even when rejection comes, you learn how to. It's a very beautiful redirection that happens. So, and personally, I don't know what incident to actually say, because every day in small ways you feel that rejection coming. Like suppose you say something and people don't really listen to that. That feels like a rejection. Or in childhood when your friends want to sit with someone else and not want to sit with you. Like everything, small things feel like rejection, and like that can affect us mentally, as we just spoke about. But like in the hindsight, I feel like all these experiences were important for me to, in some way, to understand where I can become a better person. And I feel like if these rejections hadn't happened, I would have been in a very different circumstance than I am today. And I'm really glad that because of those I'm in a better place. And yeah, so I totally believe that these rejections can lead to a redirection.
Yeah, and I agree. And I think I have this question for the group, that how do you deal with the disappointment that it comes with and the heartbreak, not just romantic, platonics, and business? How do you deal with such disappointments?
That's a very good question to ponder on, actually. Because, as I previously even said, rejection is a process. You need a lot of time, especially, it depends on how much you wanted that thing as well. So, like, let it be a person or let it be anything, a college, a job, or whatever. Like, I think the more you're attached to it, the more time it takes for you to get over it. So I do remember that I took a very long time when I was rejected romantically. And it made me spiral into a situation where I hurt my self-esteem. More than my ego, it hurt my self-esteem. And when rejection is not only like you get rejected, you feel useless as a person. Or some people, like you just lose your self-confidence, you lose interest, and to make build those things up again, it takes a lot of time. So I'm personally not very good with rejections. I take it very personally to my heart, because everything I do is from 100% of my effort and my heart and my soul. So let it be a job rejection or any sort of rejection, I do take it personally, which I shouldn't be, ideally, but I do take it if I'm being very honest with you. And I keep thinking about it, I overthink about it, and dealing with it is like I feel all my emotions and I filter them out. And then when something better happens in my life, I do understand why that happened. So for me, it's like a long process, but I wait for something good to happen so that I can find out the meaning of the rejection of why did that happen, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and at the current moment, we really don't understand why it's happening with us. And how I deal with it, like, even I'm, like Vijit said, not really good at dealing with rejection. I might just have a bad coping mechanism by just like internalizing everything and thinking that okay, maybe I am like unworthy, or maybe I am, what others are saying, the reason is true for the rejection. So it takes a lot of effort for me to build my self-esteem again. And yeah, so I mean, once I'm trying to work on myself so that it doesn't take that long, and I don't take everything what people think as personally, because you know yourself, and you know your strengths and your weaknesses. So I'm working hard on not taking every rejection personally. Yeah.
That's great. That's great though. Like, because it is like, it's difficult to like not be hard on yourself, because again, you're your own critic, the worst critic that you can have. And when you, in your own eyes, are not able to do what you set yourself to do, you just like, bhaiya khatam. Now there's no turning back, nothing at all. So, like, when I go through rejection, like that first day, that very day, it feels so intense for me. I just can't think of anything else, and I just spend my whole day crying. Like, I just cannot think of anything. And like, gradually, I think in a week or something, I start feeling better, because thank God for my playlist, Spotify playlist. Like, I just blast them on my headphones and just, manifest all those lyrics. Those Nicki Minaj lyrics are lifesavers for me. So it's just like, you know different people have different types of coping mechanisms, and all of those are like, if it's helping you to evolve, to grow, to be a better person of yourself at the end of the day, then that's good. But if it's something that is like, not evolving you in the right way, maybe, something we can all work on, I guess. So yeah.
Nicki Minaj, huh?
What do you have to say about that?
Cardi.
If there's ever going to be a fight, ever going to be a rejection, heartbreak, is because of this fight between Nicki Minaj and Cardi B.
Cardi B gang, please subscribe to this podcast.
Yeah, it's really great to have this conversation with y'all, because it feels like, yeah, we all are in this, together. Like, you don't have to feel alone because of a rejection, and like, you're the only one who's facing this, because everyone experiences this in their life. And yeah, so let's go on to I have another question, that if someone else is going through rejection, what would you like to tell that person?
You're not alone. Like, in no situation or circumstance, you're not alone. Because there are your friends, your family, your well-wishers who are always going to be there for you. And I know in my times of my rejection, irrespective of whatever it was, I always had my friends and my family with me. Like, I always had a crying shoulder. I'm a crybaby. So I always had like a crying shoulder. Like, yeah, I think one thing you need to know is you're not alone. Like, and especially if you have such good friends like Siona, I don't think you can never be alone. Honestly, this girl has helped me a lot, even though it's not a podcast where I should be praising her. But I'll take every opportunity to praise her for the pillar of strength she's been there. So if you have a pillar of strength, irrespective of a friend or a family or whatever, cling on to them, call them, talk to them, went out to them, and I'm pretty sure they'll be there for you. So have someone. You're not alone, is what I would say.
Thank you, Vijit. That was pretty sweet. I'll see you after the show. But but like she said, like I absolutely agree to that. Like having someone, and if you're at the stage of your life where you don't even have someone, but at the end of the day you have yourself. So you have to love yourself. You have to, that's literally the most critical part, to love yourself. That's literally the time you need to love yourself and not put it down, because you have 100 million people putting you down. Do you really want to put yourself down too? At least someone needs to be at your side, and doesn't matter if it's just you. So self-care, self-love are not just Instagram hashtags. They're actual things that you need to use in your life and utilize it and make it for the better, use it for the better. So I guess that's my one advice, I guess, if you want to call it that, to someone who's going through rejection. What about you?
Yes, I totally agree with what you said, Vijit and Siona. And I want to add that sometimes when we go through a rejection, we should also see what is this. I mean, I'm not like trying to blame the person who's gone through a rejection, but we should try to see where we might need to heal, and try to work on that, because obviously, like, everything is trying to teach us something, and everything is like come at that moment when we need to learn some lesson. So I feel like it's a great opportunity to see, okay, where am I, where can I be better, what part of myself needs healing and attention, my own attention. And when you know yourself better, other people's rejection doesn't feel as personal. Like, so understand yourself, like, okay, this is the person I am, and maybe this is coming from their, like, it's coming from their problem. It's nothing about me. And sometimes it is about me. So to understand that difference, like, where am I the problem? So sometimes you need to know that difference, and you can really use this rejection as a redirection in that way. Yeah.
Rejection is redirection, like you said, Jenny. And I guess that's essentially what we are trying to say for the last, 20 minutes. And thank God we've come to some conclusion. I guess even you guys might have. And with that, I think before we conclude, Vijay, do you have any parting words, anything that you want to say to us, to the subscribers, to the audience, anything at all?
Yeah, subscribe. What are you waiting for? Like, just subscribe. Become casually wise. That's all I would say. But yeah, I love your podcast. I listen to each and every episode, and I just love it.
Thank you, Vijay. Thank you so much for your time. We really enjoyed having you with us. And with that, we would also love to know what are your takeaways. Let us know in the comment section below. With that, we come to the end of this episode.
Thank you guys for listening. Thank you, Vijit, for joining us. It was really a great discussion, and we had a lot of fun. So, and hope all the listeners, hope you enjoyed this episode, and we can't wait to meet you again in the next one. Until then, this is me, Jennifer.
And this is Siona. And remember, keep it cash
And be wise.